This is a Juxtaposition podcast where Biden is your president, whether you like it or not. And we're trying out these bonus episode things. So as news drops, that's kind of important that we'd like to touch on. We'll go ahead and just shoot a quick episode. So just be on the lookout for those if you like our content. But yeah, there was something we'd like to hit on. It's kind of controversy, I guess. It's the did y'all see the DeAndre Hopkins tweet? I don't have too much to say on it, so I'll throw that to y'all.
Yeah, Steve, you want it, or you want me to go for it?
I'll start it. We're recording this Thursday, July 22nd. It's around 6 p.m. Central, and around like 4:30 Eastern, so 5:30 Central. Not that long ago, he tweeted out that he's contemplating retirement because he ain't trying to get a vaccine, essentially, and that's fucking ridiculous. And it kind of, get vaccinated. I don't think that's a controversial take. I hope that's not a hot take that you should fucking get vaccinated, because vaccines have worked for 60, 70, almost 100 years now. And, I don't want to go off too much on a tangent, but all I'm going to say about the COVID-19 vaccine is that we've never seen a global effort like this, where every single country is working towards the same goal. So the reason this shit got completed so fucking quickly is because it was a united effort. So it fucking works. Get vaccinated. I understand the whole, it's your body. No one's going to tell you what to do. But if you're going to make a decision like that, first of all, you're a selfish cocksucker. Fuck you. And second of all, you can be a company can decide that they don't need your services anymore. And the NFL is kind of making that take. And they've set, I think it's 85% for teams to get the vaccine, 85% of their players and staff to be vaccinated. And if you have a COVID-19 outbreak during the season and you're not able to play, you're going to lose. They're going to make it so you forfeit because you're a selfish prick, or your players are, or your staff are, and you probably didn't follow protocol. And now it's affecting the teams, all the teams, and that's what you get.
Not only that, but the fans. You know what I mean? Like, it's not all about us, but I would be livid if the Falcons were right on the edge of the playoffs and Matt Ryan didn't get vaccinated, so they lost their last 3 or 4 games, and then they missed the playoffs. Of course, they're going to miss the playoffs by much more than that this year, but you get the point. Like, it's just all around fucking everybody. It doesn't help anybody, and it's mind-blowing that these guys that all went to college. Now, just because you went to college, it doesn't make you smart. Yeah. But they all went to college, so at least they were around smart people. They're so dense and selfish. I mean, these are multimillionaires. Like, that's how selfish that they're being. DeAndre Hopkins, for example, so he tweeted that he was considering retirement. Let me see if I can find the exact quote. So he said, "Never thought I would say this, but being put in a position to hurt my team because I don't want to partake in the vaccine is making me question my future in the NFL." So that is about the nicest way that he could have said what he said. But he's basically, he's making it seem as though he's taking the high road. He's like, look, I don't want to hurt my team, so I'm just going to retire. No, dude, just get the vaccine. And he deleted the tweet almost certainly, because if he did retire, he would owe the Cardinals $22 million in unearned signing bonus money. So he's not going to retire. And if he does, then, I mean, shit, like, he's clearly, he's okay with losing $22 million. So it's mind-blowing, dude, especially a player of his caliber who, from the outside looking in, seemed like he had a good head on his shoulders. But, I mean, evidently that's not the case. I mean, look, he has 10,009 career receiving yards, and he got those being a dumbass.
Yeah, I'm looking at his career earnings on Over the Cap. It looks like Oh no, that's his current contract. Let's see his historical. Yeah, this dude's made at least 16 million. That's got to be low. I'm trying to find his actual. Yeah. Well, either way, I've always liked DeAndre Hopkins. I'm partial to him because he's been on a shit team, but putting up ridiculous numbers. He seemed like the type to keep his mouth shut and just go play football. But something like this, it just seems out of the blue. Then again, I didn't really follow him all that much. I'd watch him when the Texans were on, or I'd watch him on Red Zone. But yeah, it seems out of character, but I can't really speak to his character overall. But he's got he's right now his contract is $47 million. His prorated bonus is $36.5 million. His roster bonus is $10.6 million. This dude's got serious money on the table right now, and there's no way. To your point, I just said your point, which Rand informed me. I said a lot in the previous podcast, so I'm hyper aware of it. But to add on to the point you were making earlier, there's no way he's going to retire over this shit. It's just a stupid thing. Twitter fingers I think is the phrase. He tweeted before he thought it through, and
that's definitely one of the worst parts about this, because surely he knew, or maybe it was just an impulse and he did tweet it, but he knew he was not going to retire. So instead of just keeping his mouth shut and look, if you have the opinion that he has, I'm not necessarily saying that you're a bad person. You're just not a very smart person, or at least you're not a very informed person. But he could have just not said anything and then kept everyone, liking him. But now the people that do know better don't like him as much, or at least have a negative thought about him, even though I'm sure he's still a great guy. He just holds a strangely bad opinion. Like, and again, crazy good player. He's had one bad year. I'm looking at his stats right now. His only bad year was in 2016. He was 24 years old, and it was 954 yards. His only year that he had less yardage than that was his rookie year, where he was playing second fiddle to Andre Johnson. So, I mean, and which, by the way, he's only 28 right now. Did you know that?
Yeah, I just now when I looked him up, yeah, that's crazy. Seems like he's been around forever.
That's insane, dude. He's been 28 for at least 7 years now. It's remarkable. But yeah, I guess we can stop shitting on DeAndre.
Yeah, the last thing I wanted to say about that is, I mean, at best, maybe he's just ignorant. There's so much information about the vaccine. There's about COVID-19, the risks and the benefits of the vaccine out there. It's everywhere. It almost looks like you have to willfully ignore it and skip these articles not to be informed on it. But I'm hoping that's what it is, and maybe this can be a learning opportunity where he can go on fucking the Today Show or some bullshit and actually learn about this, and maybe it's a teachable moment for the other players, because he's in a position. He's a veteran. He's a young veteran, but he's a veteran, and he probably has command of the locker room, and maybe we can turn this into a positive. That's the best case scenario, and that's what I hope happens.
Yeah. First of all, let me correct a small mistake I made. He's been 29 for a little over a month at this point. But anyway, so you said that he would have to willfully ignore all of these articles. I would argue that there's more disinformation than actual information. Like, for example, Facebook, you know what I mean? Like, you have to really, really search to find anything of truth on Facebook. And most of the stuff that even is truthful on there is so in your face and plays to the extreme on whichever side that you're on. So it's very cherry picking. So he could think that he is researching, you know what I mean? But he's looking in all the wrong places, or people that he trusts are sending him all the wrong things. You know what I mean? That's the case with a lot of guys that I've spoken to in real life, where I'll I'll try to, show them, whoa, dude, that's like very fake shit that you're talking about. Like, let me show you how it's fake. And sometimes, they don't want to hear it or whatever. Their mind's made up.
Yeah.
But sometimes, I mean, they just don't really care enough to go farther than where they've gone.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's a natural transition or segue for our conversation. I personally don't have a Facebook. I should say I maintain one, but I actively don't use it. I will jump on there to talk to distant relatives or people that I that's the only way I can reach them. So I guess my view is a little different. Uh, I I think with the conspiracy theories and the anti-vax, to me, in my experience, it's people who want to feel like they're smart. Maybe they're not. Maybe they're
Mhm.
not as intellectual as they want to be. So they have to feel like they know something that we don't, that the mainstream media doesn't know. I know this. Those other guys are idiots. Why are they watching CNN? I don't fucking watch CNN. But that's usually that and MSNBC are the ones they're shitting
Yeah.
on, and they're watching One America or Fox News. And
Or that ONN, or what is
yeah,
it?
that's One America News Network. Yeah,
Oh, okay,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay. Yeah, that's terrible.
It's fucking awful. And I don't really understand. I have people in my family that I love but don't like so much, and I know that's where they're getting their news. They will call me up randomly to not engage in a conversation, but to rant at me and to
Yeah, inform you how fucked up that you are.
yeah, and it's like it's always so passive aggressive because they'll be like, "I know you're smart, but you're just mistaken, or you've been lied to. It's not your fault. Let me show you how it really is." And it's like, what the
Yeah.
fuck are you talking about? Where are you getting this shit from? It's so far right.
Look, man, Tucker Carlson already told me, okay? You don't have to lie anymore.
Yeah, and it's insulting. It's depressing.
It's very depressing and scary. That's exactly what I was going to say. It's so defeating, especially in my position, because of how young that I am. So many people in my family, I still, like, I guess you would say, look up to them, at least from an elderly standpoint. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it's just so eye opening seeing how just dumb that so many people are. Or dumb, again, is kind of a strong word.
Ignorant.
How sheepish. Yeah, ignorance, a great one. It's just how willing to believe that shit that they are. You know what I mean? Like, it's like they want that to be true, so they fucking go with it. Like, they found someone, for example, Tucker Carlson, that is saying the shit that they're thinking. So that's all the proof that they need.
Yeah,
And it's just so fucking sad.
it's confirmation bias.
Absolutely.
They already have an opinion, so they seek out someone that's going to echo it, and it. We're going way off, but for me,
Yeah, this is supposed to be about DeAndre.
yeah. But again, trying to just keep it in my voice and not speak for anyone else. I kind of have a struggle internally on. I really believe that the internet is a good thing and it needs to be open and unregulated and free. I should be able to post anything that isn't completely illegal on the internet and not have it censored. But there has to be some controls put in because so many people are only getting their news or their information from a specific source. So it could be One America. It could be some fucking
Joe Rogan, dude.
some podcaster or YouTuber who
Us.
yeah if you're getting it from us, you're good. We're never gonna steer you wrong.
Yeah, we're the only right ones.
But I mean, I don't know how to combat that. Is really, I guess my point is, how do you help people not be willfully ignorant, because they're choosing not to be informed. It's like like I was saying with DeAndre Hopkins, it's fucking out there. It's on the front page of YouTube most days. There's a whole area that's just dedicated to COVID-19 news.
It's very hard for someone like us to think of a solution. Of course, it's impossible for a solution to actually be implemented because no one's going to agree on it. I used to consider myself more of a libertarian than anything until I realized just how plain stupid that so many people are. Like, there's no way that you can just let everyone run free. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we would all kill ourselves. Like, it is, we need something. Like, this is obviously, this would be a terrible idea, but this kind of makes sense in my my brain right now. So we would all have to more or less take like an aptitude test periodically throughout our life. And those of us that score low should know that we scored low. Maybe even make the results public. That way you can disregard certain people's opinions or know how to kind of talk to some people. But that would be incredibly bad, classist. I'm sure you could get the scores rigged. Like I said, it is a terrible idea. But like I wish that you could immediately know who's trustworthy or just who you can just straight up just ignore. But we'll never be able to do that.
So I think your idea is well, first it's terrible, but it's not. You got to flip it on the head. What we need to do as a society is stress education. If everyone was educated, then they would be able to make an informed decision and know by having that conversation. Oh, this guy's a fucking idiot.
That's the fucking test, man. You don't want to be embarrassed. You don't want to be the guy with a 38. You know what I mean? Like, girls would go with the motherfuckers in like the 80s. Like, so yeah, like that's the test right there. That's why you do it.
Yeah, I think the opposite is the way to go. If we stress education and make that a priority, then people can know how to, I guess, grade them on their own instead of having like an institution grade them or the government grade them. You just talk to someone for a few minutes and okay, this guy's a fucking idiot. I'm not going to listen to him. Let's not vote for him, or not. Let's not listen to his podcast. We all graded really high, though. Just anyone listening, we all grade like.
Yeah, I checked my grade. It's the best. So the problem with that is, and again, this might be a bad thing to say, but it is the truth. Just like some of us are born with a natural like athletic ability, some of us are born with like a lower capacity to learn. You know what I mean?
And
so
that,
like, the more stupid, I'm gonna sound stupid because I don't know how to use grammar. Like the more dumb people would still,
the dumber people,
they would still fucking find a way to fuck it up for the smarter people, because that's basically what's happening right now. Like
yes. So I think what you're saying is like the dumber people will prop up the other dumber people. And that is what we're seeing, and that's because we don't stress education as a society. And I mean, we reward like DeAndre Hopkins. How much money will he fucking forfeit if he retires? Million. He's clearly ignorant. In best case scenario, he's an ignorant motherfucker. He has generational money because he's naturally gifted, and that's what, as a society, and I'm guilty of it too, I want to see him play. He's fucking awesome to watch on the field. And because I demand him and the rest of us demand the NFL and give them literally billions of dollars every year, he's put in a position where he's influential. and people are like, look, this guy, he's a millionaire. He's got to be smart. He's doing something right. Maybe he's
runs
right
fast
when he says I shouldn't
and
get
catches
vaccinated.
good.
Yeah, yeah. So it's a societal issue, and there's no easy fix to our greater point. There's just not an easy fix for this problem.
Joe Rogan.
Yeah, I'm gonna go smoke some weed and listen to the Joe Rogan Experience.
Yeah, that motherfucker, he's a cult leader, dude. Like some of the people that listen to him. Wait, do you listen to him by chance?
I haven't listened to him regularly in a while. I will listen if he's got an interesting guest.
I used to listen, like he used to be literally like the only podcast that I would listen to, and then I just kind of like grew out of it, I guess. He's entertaining, and I kind of liked his comedy when I was younger too. Of course, I watch UFC, so like he's kind of entertaining on there too. But it's not him that I dislike. I'm always talking shit about Joe Rogan. It's not him that I dislike. It's the fucking bros that just gobble his shit up. Like, no, dude, it's fucking DMT, bro. Just try DMT. Like, it's those motherfuckers, and then the guys that worship Elon Musk. They're the same people.
Yeah.
It's the same people. Like, it's just such a very specific flavor, and it's so frustrating. Like, I don't know. It's just so weird that it be happening.
Yeah, I don't really get it, and it's frustrating. I'm a Jets fan, and there are some really awful Jets fans out there. They make us all look bad. So if you say that you're a Joe Rogan fan, people already they immediately get an idea of what you are and
Right.
what kind of person you are. Whether it's accurate or not is not the point. And I just, I used to listen to him a little more regularly. But he's got some weird and strange ideas. He thinks he's a philosopher, at least the last time I listened to him regularly, and that shit turned me off. So I kind of stopped listening.
And he used to not be like that. It's the fucking worshipers that gave him that ego. He used to be kind of like the crazy uncle that will talk about aliens and shit. And then I'll see him this weekend calling fights. You know, that was fucking cool. But now, like, everything he says is true because everyone fucking rides his cock about it. But okay, all right, no more talk about Joe Rogan. This was not supposed to be at all talked about.
It was a natural progression from DeAndre Hopkins to Joe Rogan.
Naturally.
Anyone would have made that, yeah. So I think we've said enough about DeAndre Hopkins and the NFL. I appreciate what the NFL is trying to do. You know, the teams themselves should hold themselves responsible and do the right thing. So good for them. They obviously haven't always made the best choices, so I like to see them and give them an opportunity to do right. And hopefully DeAndre Hopkins realizes he's a fucking idiot, and we can teach him, and he can, you know, be an influence on the locker room. That's what I'm hoping for. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah. Very last thing on him. If he comes out either, I mean, I don't think an apology is necessary because he didn't do anything to hurt anybody. If he admits that he was ignorant or literally shows any compassion at all, then I'll 100% fuck with him again. Like, I don't know. Like, that's really all it takes. Is him like, look, guys, I was wrong. I did some research after I got the hate. Fucking, I'm getting vaccinated. Like, that's literally all it would take, man. And that would mean a lot to people that are on the edge of getting vaccinated or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm guessing most people have made their decision by now. You know, this late July. If they were going to, they would have already. But maybe not. Maybe him coming out clarifying what the fuck he was trying to say with that tweet, or better to what you're saying, it actually say, I learned more and I realized this is a good thing. Go get vaccinated. That shit may be influential. Like, that's what we need.
Also, did you see? Okay, so I'm sure that you've seen Cole Beasley is incredibly fucking stupid. He's every week he's posting some anti-vax shit. But so Justin Herbert, you know what his parents do, correct?
No, I don't.
So they're doctors,
Okay.
like medical doctors. Justin Herbert is not only vaccinated, but he came out and like was very like adamant about recommending that we all get vaccinated. That kind of shows you know what I mean? Like, the son
Yeah.
of doctors not only got vaccinated, but he's like showing it off because plenty of players are either anti-vax or vax, but they don't announce it. But it really shows you all that you need to know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's interesting because Zach Wilson, the quarterback the Jets just drafted.
Yeah, BYU.
Like, yeah, his mom, who's hot, has been on Instagram like spouting all that anti-vax shit, and I guess I haven't done a lot of research. I have not gotten into football mind yet, just yet. Yeah, it's soon. It's coming soon. As soon as Hard Knocks starts, I'll be right and ready to go for football. But I haven't seen whether Zach Wilson is vaccinated. I sure the fuck hope so.
I don't think he is. He said that he he's not answering that question. June 17th, he was asked if he was vaccinated, and he said that it's a personal question, and he refused to say if he was vaccinated. So that means no, he's not vaccinated.
Yeah, that's disappointing, and that's kind of what I figured.
Hey man, Matt Ryan, he made a freaking advertisement about getting vaccinated, so I know he is.
Yeah, this podcast has made me depressed.
Okay, all right. Next thing, no more vaccine or NFL talk. Demetrius, you got something?
Nah, bro, this was all y'all this episode.
Then you got to say something about someone's mom or something. I think we're at the end of it. This is a tradition.
We're wrapping up.
I think so.
Sir.
Okay. This was a Just a Position podcast, and if your mom is a doctor, please have her examine each and every one of us on this show.
I need a vaccination in my pants.
I need to know if this looks swollen.
Please, we want the vaccinations from your mother.